Hello! 3 signs that a sun in Libra likes you. Okay, number 1, they will want to keep spending time with you. Libra, Libras love to spend time with people in general. It's a natural air thing. I'm an air sign too. I'm a Gemini. I have sun in the house of Aquarius, so I'm like a double air sign. Libras, especially though, I think out of all the air signs, are not only interested in people in general and understanding the psychology of how people are and what they think about and what they feel, etc., and how they behave and why and whatnot. They are more focused on the one-to-one level of crafting a good relationship. And that's the most important thing to a Libra, as per a relationship, is that sounds kind of dumb, but the most important thing about a relationship is crafting the relationship. But it's one of the most important themes in a Libra's life is their relationships, and specifically romantic relationships. So a person that they can't get enough of, they just want to keep spending time with that person, that's a really big theme. That if that's present, that means they like you, and if they want to keep spending time with you, almost to the point of like detriment, where it's like, okay, we need to not spend this much time, then that's a good sign that they like you. But what's a little disclaimer, it's also important for the Libra person to be healthy psychologically, just like for anybody in any relationship. It doesn't matter about the energies as per a person's maturity and wisdom. If they have low maturity and wisdom and self-awareness and awareness of other people and compassion and empathy, basically if they haven't done the time to understand themselves and understand other people, then they're not going to be able to be a good partner. It doesn't matter if they have Venus here and Mars here and whatever else. So that needs to be present first, and I think especially with number 1, this can really make it or break it, of whether this Libra is really able and willing and able, and probably more able, to be in a relationship. A lot of Libras are willing to be in a relationship, but they're not really able to be in a relationship. And arguably, honestly, that's true for every sun sign. But I think it's really apparent when a Libra is mature, because they want to keep spending time with you. They can't get enough of you. They want to keep talking to you. They want to, but they'll also make sure, if they're mature, to set priorities and make sure they're taking care of their needs and they're taking care of their well-being and setting their goals and reaching them. They're being independent and they're being healthily self-determined to grow as an individual, as well as to foster the relationship. So I think that's something that's really good to keep in mind is, if you're experiencing this, great. The Libra wants to keep spending time with you. Yay, they like you. That's a really good sign. But it's good to set boundaries if they're not willing to. It's really great if they're willing to, because that means they are mature. Yeah. And that's lovely. That's lovely. Mature, anything is lovely, but, as a fellow air sign, I really like mature Libras. It's very nice. Very, very nice. But if not, that's important for you to set that boundary. And again, that might make or break it, because maybe they'll take that as you must not like me because you don't want to spend all of your waking hours with me. That's something to consider. It's like, do you like if the Libra likes you with that? That's something to think about. But yes, let's get back onto the awesomeness of Libras instead of focusing on their challenges. Number 2, they'll keep asking you questions to get to know you better, not just being polite questions, because Libras are the best at polite questions and, kind of general understanding. Like I was saying before, they're an air sign. They like to get to know people, and it's very often mistaken, just like with us Geminis, when our curiosity and wanting to understand a person, that can easily be mistaken for, oh, they must be really into me. And it's like, oh no, I just wanted the information. I wanted to get to know you. I do care about you. It's not like I'm just like using you for info. I want to know you and I want to have a good like connection and interaction, but it doesn't mean I want to date you. I think a lot of people get that mixed up with Libras. So I think that's really the defining factor. It's not so much, are they asking you questions, just like with a Gemini? kind of the general questions. What do you do? What do you like to do? You know, stuff like that. But like really getting involved, like interested in knowing as much as possible about you. And of course, it's going to be different for every Libra. You know, maybe a Sun in Libra with Mercury in Scorpio might be more interested in knowing your deepest fears and your deepest hopes and dreams. Whereas maybe Sun in Libra, Mercury Libra might want to understand your political views or what you're passionate about as per social justice, or your thoughts and perspectives on whatever it is that they're interested in, and I think that's a good sign that Libra likes you too. Whether they got Mercury in Libra or not, is you have some key interests, some concepts or realms of ideas or activities that you can do together. That's a really great sign that if they don't like you, they're gonna like you, as long as there's other stuff to click. But that's a really good sign. It's something that you can share with and bond over with your Libra. That's really great. Is something that you both are interested in. Because I know Libras get a bad rap of like their shadow side, and everybody's got their shadow side, let's be clear. And it's not inevitable that a person is in their shadow side. It can happen because of fear or all sorts of reasons. I have plenty of other videos talking about that stuff. But Libras get that bad rap of, oh, they're lazy or they're non-committal or whatever, and that's really not true at all for a healthy Libra. They're actually incredibly powerful, very, very driven, very focused people. Once they figure out, what is my life about, what do I think, who am I not, and how do I keep growing, how do I be the change that I want to make in this world. Gandhi, I can't quite remember his chart off the top of my head, but I seem to remember having a lot of Libra. I think rising Libra in particular, but you know, super similar to Sun and Libra. So I'm just going to count that as a win. Yeah. So I think that's really key. Is they're wanting to get to know you. Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, there are things that you can bond over and do together. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Number 3, they will mirror you in some way or in many ways. This is not a bad thing. Again, like everything, it's a spectrum, right? There is the shadow side of mirroring because they don't necessarily know who they are. That's a really insecure Libra who doesn't quite know themselves. And air sign in general, that's a big air challenge in general. But I think in particular Aquarius and Libra. So I think that's, if they're healthy, you know, if they know who they are, they know who they ain't, they're still going to mirror you, because that's part of our biological makeup. As human beings, whether male or female, we like people who mirror us. I think it's a tribal thing. It has to go with our mammalian brain, right? That's like, oh, that person is moving like I move. I trust them. You know, I don't know. And they look like me or whatever. I could see myself doing that. As human beings, regardless of our energies, we kind of gravitate towards them, which is funny. But Libras are the masters of it, which I think is why they're so charming and seductive and lovely and so graceful, because there's that they're looking at you, and without even thinking about it, it's not like they're thinking, okay, and now I have to move 28 degrees over here, and you know, it's just a natural, because their spirit in this lifetime is all about connection, social connection, whether it's male or female. I want to understand you. I want to be in concert with you. I want to dance with you in this lovely social interaction, this conversation of a dance. And God, even imitating Libras got me kind of enchanted. So yeah, that's a gift, is mirroring in so many ways. And of course, yes, mirroring of behaviors like we talked about before, because the Libras are the experts at that. That's a really great sign. But especially as time goes on, mirroring in all sorts of ways, because Libras are so good at being able to look at what a person is doing or thinking or feeling or acting or whatever it is, and taking the best of what they find to be the best of what they're observing or thinking about and incorporating it. So if they're mirroring you a lot, maybe it's what you eat or a routine, or again, it's going to depend on other energies in the chart. But ultimately, if there's some kind of parallel growth happening, that's a really great sign that that person really likes you. And I think that that's a really great sign that you and they are a good partner, is long term, there's wonderful parallel growth. You both are willing and able to grow. It's not even so much like a conscious choice, really. Although, I mean, certainly there's some level of conscious choice here, but it's more just a natural molding over time, growing parallel. And, you know, the writer sent Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I like to paraphrase what he said, mainly because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember the idea. And the idea is, true love isn't so much two people looking at each other, it's two people looking off in the same direction. And I think that that's really good to keep in mind, especially in loving a Libra, or in liking a Libra, is for your sake and for their sake, to continue to grow as individuals and to enjoy your individual paths. And if it's meant to be a long term, then they'll naturally run parallel. Whether even you knew each other or not, there would still be some kind of general parallel growth. And of course, knowing each other, then the growth becomes all the more parallel, and there's all sorts of beautiful kind of ping pong of energy back and forth. And I think that that's really the biggest sign with a Libra, is when there's that back and forth energy. There's continuous conversation and questions and answers and ideas and things that you can work on together, and plans to spend time together. And there's just that togetherness. That's a great sign that Libra likes you. So, as always, I'm doing readings. There's so much more that we could talk about. Of course, there's always more to talk about. So if you want to get in contact and we can look up your chart or a lover's chart or whoever's chart, then that info is in the About section of this YouTube video. And also, I'm working on a book about all of the different astrological natal chart placements. It's not quite edited at the time of this video. I've already written 250,000 words, so it's getting there. It's super close. But maybe by the time you watch this is already done. That link is also in the About section, and that's about all the different placements. So Sun in Libra, Sun here, Moon here, Mercury there, Venus there. So you'll be able to see not only the person you like, Sun sign of Libra, but also the Mercury and the Venus and whatnot, if you know their birthday and whatnot. But again, if you've never seen your birth chart, I really recommend you go check that out. alabe.com is what I use for to see my chart for the first time. alabe.com. And that's a wonderful free resource to be able to check out your chart, anybody else's chart, and it's fantastic. Infinite love to you, my friend. Namaste. Peace.